Broke is not having money. Rich is not the opposite of broke because even people who earn well can become broke. Broke basically means mismanaging funds. It leads to you being stranded. And the girlies cannot be stranded, begging, or relying on someone, a man, for money, not in big 2025. So, here's three simple ways to not be a broke girl in 2025. Listen well and do as I say.
Find the baby up and have enough.
Number one, savings. I am quite literally the queen, the ambassador, the minister of savings. You need to save. You need to build a savings habit and to also have a healthy savings account. Of course, I know you cannot save your way into financial freedom, but at least you will be broke. You will be able to afford the things you want to get from time to time. I save for everything. How? There's a formula for this. It's called the 50-30-20 rule. So the 20 here means that 20% of your income are savings. They go straight into being saved. You can automate this process to help you make it faster and so that you don't start spending your money. There are several apps in Nigeria that can help you do this. In a later video, I'll talk about the best saving apps and platforms in Nigeria that I've used. You should also remember that your savings are for you. It's known as pay yourself. So you might as well call it pay yourself if that makes the process of saving easier. Because you're not saving for your parents, you're not saving for your siblings, you're not saving for your landlord. You are saving for yourself so that you're not stranded, so that you're not left looking for money and having to rely on people all the time. Now, the 50% are for expenses, also known as bills. We all have them and it definitely varies from person to person, obviously. For me, that would be tithing because I gotta honor God with my tenth. It would also be groceries and food, transportation, data, and so on and so forth. Note that this 50% is supposed to last you the entire month. So you have to be smart with it. And yes, for the people renting, I know rent takes up a huge part of the bills. I'll come back to that in this video. The remaining 30% can go either ways. I've seen several people allocate this in different ways. For me, I call it target wants. What does this mean? So right now, I'm learning about investing. Investing is a huge part in that financial freedom we're all chasing, right? So if you want to eventually achieve financial freedom, you have to start investing early and not without proper information, guys. Make sure you do your research, get proper information before you just start investing in anything. I will definitely talk about that in a later video and possibly bring someone on who has more knowledge about it than I do. So again, make sure you stay tuned for that. Anyways, firstly, I invest 10% out of that 30 and that's straight away my investing amount. So the remaining 20% is now what I allocate for different things that I call my luxuries. Things I plan to do or things that are not considered my day-to-day fixed expenses. So let's say I want to do something for my birthday later in the year, or I want to gift my friend something that will take out a huge chunk of my money. I separate this 20% and I save it in different amounts over a period of time. So my birthday is in November. I can start using 20% out of that 30% and save an amount of it from, let's say, February till November. You can imagine that at the end of November, it will be a lump sum that I would know that I've targeted towards my birthday. Target once. That's why I call it target once. So I have a target in mind while I save. It's not just my savings that I'm saving for a future moment or emergencies or whatever. You have a target behind it. And this brings me to my next rule in how not to be a broke girl in 2025. Planning. You must plan. No more whims. My target ones are basically stuff I plan and save towards. How many times do I want to go out? Who am I gifting this year? You think ahead and you plan for it. I plan for everything. And of course, I know that in Nigeria and with inflation, prices never stay the same. But with this method and mindset, I am hardly caught unawares. I am always mostly prepared for everything and I'm never stranded. So plan your social calendar, your big purchases, your lifestyle. Learn to say no to unexpected invitations. Whatever your initial 50% can cover, put it on the targets. First of all, this would save you from peer pressure, from impulse buys, and just from general poor financial decisions. Then it also builds discipline and consistency in your saving life. If you see me doing something, just know I have been planning and thinking about it for weeks before. Research everything, compare prices, ask and call ahead. This is how a smart person moves. Don't let social media lies influence you. Be a smart girl, not a broke one. Speaking of social media influence and peer pressure, this brings me to my third and final rule on how not to be a broke girl in 2025. Live below your means. Yes, I said below. I mean, Jesus has paid the price for your sins. So why are you living in debt? Why are you forcing yourself to live in debt just based off people's perceptions and external validation? We don't do that in 2025. That was like 2016 behavior. Someone said, if you can't afford it twice, that means you can't afford it at all. And you probably shouldn't get it. Do I agree with this statement? Not completely, but I kind of get it. And honestly, this might be a word for you watching this video. You need to rethink that purchase you're about to make. For me, the one I do agree with, and I've repeated often, is that if your 3 months salary, your 3 months full salary, as in if we gather the money you earn 3 months, we put it together without deducting anything. And whatever that amount comes down to, if it can't pay your house full rent, you need to go back to your father's house. Yes, you need to move out because you are clearly living above your means. You can't cover it, so it's above you. And yes, I know housing in Lagos is ridiculous, which is all the more reason to say this. We need to be honest within ourselves and decide if what we're doing is really the best decision for us in the long run. Me, for example, right now, I'm living where I stayed when I was still a student. And I've had people say stuff like, you are still there. Won't you leave this place? Ridiculous things like that. But honestly, I am never bothered when I hear things like that because I know it is currently my means at this moment in my life. God will do it for me, I'm sure of that. But until then, I am not going to put myself in a situation that I cannot sustain because of what somebody is saying or what somebody is thinking or how somebody views me. No one is chasing me, and the same goes for you. So, yeah, of course, treat yourself, have cheat days, enjoy your life, but do it smartly. A smart girlie has emergency savings, at least 3 months worth. A smart girly invests, not in get rich quick schemes, not in MMM, not in any type of fraudulent activities. Get proper information and financial advice. A smart girly takes care of herself. I did not send you to look crazy and to look like you're carrying all the problems of Lagos on your head. And basically, a smart girly is never broke or hardly broke. So I know I have smart girlies on here. And if you are not one, you can always start now. Alright, so that'll be it for today. Please share to other smart girlies, like the video, and be sure to subscribe for more. I'll see you next time. Bye.